Hey everyone, I'm Jamaica and welcome to my first home. I started thinking about buying my first home actually in May of 2020, but I didn't put too much thought into it at all. But over the course of the pandemic, I want to say around November, I started really thinking about oh, okay, like maybe it's time for me to look in the market, and my parents were willing to support me financially to do so. I followed Maison on Instagram for a while. I don't remember how I found them, but it worked out perfectly because I sent them a direct message over Instagram and set up a call, and I was connected with Marjorie, who helped me start on my real estate journey. I was already renting in downtown Toronto for the last, I want to say, like 2.5 years. I had dirt cheap rent, which is why I kept my space, because I did live in a den in an older apartment. But my roommate slash my cousin actually started his home buying journey, which kind of inspired me to start thinking about what I wanted and what I was looking for. Windows are a big thing for me. I've always grown up in homes with a lot of windows and natural lighting, so that was just something that I really wanted in my space. Also, my rental did not have a balcony, and I definitely wanted one, especially in this pandemic. But ultimately, it's just me, so I didn't need anything too big, but I wanted something that fit my lifestyle. Pre-pandemic, I was never home, so I felt that something smaller might work just because I didn't want to put too much into a mortgage if I wasn't going to be home post-pandemic. So in terms of location and where I wanted to live, I'm very much a city girl, so I did want something downtown, but obviously we know downtown is a little bit pricier than most places, so I was open to kind of seeing what other options were on the subway line, just because I don't have a car, so transportation was also a huge factor. When I reached out to Maison on Instagram, they set up a call for me and Margie to kind of discuss what my budget looked like, what I was looking for, what area I wanted, and ideally my timeline. And I kid you not, it started to snowball when I actively started looking in February. So while I had that call in November, I didn't actually start looking or doing the process until the end of February after a breakup. Like a week after my breakup, I touched base with Marjorie because I had seen a listing in this neighborhood that I adore in downtown Toronto. But before I could even view the place, it sold. I shouldn't be surprised. It was very affordable for the time period that it was on the market for. But Marjorie quickly found another unit for me 2 days after, so we went to go view that place. And the second I walked into that unit, I honestly thought I really wanted it. It had the floor to ceiling windows I was looking for, it had the balcony. It was in an area of the city that I adore. And then we went to a second unit afterwards, and once I compared the two, I realized, no, I really like the first. And I was gonna put an offer into that place, but something was stopping me over the next 48 hours. So I touched base with Marjorie again and asked her to just show me a couple more spaces, just so I was 100% sure like this was it for me. So 2 days after that, she showed me another unit on the opposite end of the city. And that was the third unit I had ever viewed, and I put in an offer that afternoon. When it came to the third place that I was looking at, originally when I saw the budget and the photos, I thought A, it was a little too high for what I was looking for, and B, the photos just didn't sell me when I saw them on the listing. Funny enough, my mother, the second she saw the listing, she adored the place. So with Marjorie kind of encouraging me to go see the space, as well as my mom who thought that this was it, I obviously went to go check it out, and it was just so shocking because the pictures did not do it justice, but the second I walked in the space, I knew that it had to be mine. So in terms of the process for actually getting from putting in an offer to getting the place, it was very much a whirlwind because I had put in an offer probably 5 days after I had started even looking for a place to buy. And luckily, like, I just left all the paperwork to Marjorie. So she filled that all in, like told me what the conditional offer involved, what we were considering in the details, as well as what I was willing to put in for the place. While I did have to wait about 72 hours for the sellers to get back to me, it was great because there was no bidding war. I was kind of the only offer on this space, and we worked out with some negotiation that I actually met the sellers in the middle and still got it under ask. So for context, the unit that I did buy is a studio, but when the previous sellers were kind of designing the space, they created a separating wall, which also works as a floor to ceiling closet space. So funny enough, even though my space is less than 500 square feet, I have so much storage. It was also great because they also had a customized built-in Murphy bed, so I didn't even have to worry about buying my own. It was already included, and the wood matches the rest of the wood throughout the entire place, so it's super cohesive. Aesthetically, it's cute, but it's also functional because I can put that Murphy bed up when I want to host a bunch of people so that the space also doesn't feel so small when I do have people over. If I had to describe my experience with Maison, honestly, the first word that comes to mind was easy. I had no knowledge about the buying process prior to meeting with Marjorie, and I felt like in the 3 weeks that I had to close on my place, I learned so much. Marjorie knew exactly what I was looking for in terms of a space that I could live in and would fit my lifestyle. All the paperwork was explained so easily that I was not stressed about any part of the process. And even talking to some of my friends who were also home buyers, they were shocked at just how efficient and quickly I was able to close with all the paperwork, finances, and details like tied with like a really nice bow.